Keeping the covenant like it was Halo. Shooting the op like I'm David. I'm back in the cut and I'm riding around with the angels. Yeah, please don't play on my gang. Boss hold up my chain. I wear it like Johnny Dang.
What's going on? What's going on? Oh man, HD Rhodes, man. You guys know I gotta do that, man. I gotta always start off my presentation, man. Shout outs, big shout outs to Matt Plant, Plante. Y'all gotta go ahead and make sure you guys grab that album. He's got a brand new album out right now. Hot Christ Summer 2025, Matthew Plant. MATTHEWPLANTE. You guys got to get that. I'm telling you, man, that is my song for the summer. That is my song for the summer. Back up. Man, HD Rhodes here, man. You know, just got back from church, man. We had a men's meeting today. Actually, not a men's meeting. It's a men's breakfast. And, man, I just feel so blessed, man. Just to be surrounded by just so much love. Just so many great men that God has been surrounding me with. Just blessing me. I mean, I couldn't imagine my life being like this 3 years ago, man. God is just doing such a powerful work. One of the things in which we had a pleasure to be able to do today at this men's breakfast is there was a gentleman who's a doctor who is one of the brothers at our church, and he was basically breaking down this program in which he put together, centered around, you know what, blessing your body, your health, your spirit, your soul. And for the body part, he was showing how mental health affects your life based off of your life choices. You know, not things you eat, things you drink, people you're around, occupation you choose, whether it's in the gifted area that God gave you, or if you're just working a job, which is stressing you out. And it was so just incredible, because having the opportunity to be in that breakfast today, to be able to see that presentation, I just thank God for that opportunity. Me and the doctor, shout out to Dr. JP. Man, I just thank God, because you know what? With what he was sharing with us, I look forward to being able to introduce him to this platform so that he's able to share this information that everyone in the kingdom of God needs to know around the world. You know, your health, you know, is determined not just by, you know, exercise and the food you eat and the water you drink, but it also has to do with what you choose for your career, man. And a lot of people, you know, don't understand that a lot of stress and strain that people have, you know, their work is killing them because their work is not attached to the gifts and the passion and the purpose that God had for their life. And so, you know, it just felt so good to be able to meet with these brothers today, sing, worship with them. People like, HD, weren't you at church last night? Didn't we see you posted live worshiping? You bet you, man. I can't get enough of God, man. I can't get enough of being able to associate with men and women who are children of the Most High God, just because the fruit of that spirit, that love, that joy, that peace is just so great. And today, be able to connect with, you know what, professional men at my church, you know, lawyers, doctors, accountants, entrepreneurs, nurses, people in the medical field. It was just awesome. And so, you know, that's the reason why HD, you know, he's got the polo on today, and, you know, I got to still wear my signature hat, man. I can't wait till I get my next line of hats. You know, you guys will be able to buy your copy of that brand, the HD, Coffee with HD. You have a little cup right there. You guys will be able to get that on the Vibe platform, VYB, standing for Visualize Your Breakthrough. And, you know, today I want to jump right in, man, because, you know what, man, I'm just super inspired from, you know, coming back from this breakfast with these many mighty men of God. And, man, I'm just so excited as we're about to launch this platform this week, man, just to be able to empower you, to be like the bridge from where you are right now to where God created you to be, and to be that bridge, not just spiritually, but even financially and physically, introduce you to a platform like Vibe, where you're literally being able to take your vision, your dreams, your goals from step one to done. You have a platform that's here to be able to help you give the mentorship, the training, the technology, the branding. Come on, the education, and even venture capitalists you need to be able to go ahead and live your dreams. And so, today I want to go ahead and ask you, if you had all the time, all the money to live however you would, what would you do different? How would you live, man? Where would you live? Would you change the zip code? Would you change the postal code on where you live? Would you live on the mountains, out, enjoying nature? Or would you be living, on the coast, right next to the beach? Where would you live? On the Atlantic coast, the Pacific Ocean? What would you do? How would you live? Where would you drive? Would you spend more time with your significant other and spouse? Would you spend more time with your kids? Would you finally be able to start living, that bucket list? Well, you know what? Today, that's what I want to show you. An opportunity to be able to make all those dreams come true. And you go, HD, how is that possible? Well, you know what? It's possible because, there's some trends that, I want to introduce you to that's created billionaires in the past. You mean billionaires, HD? I said billionaires because the billions of dollars of wealth went from the land in the agricultural age to the industrial revolution. It was in the factories. It was in the plants. It was in the automation. It was in the technology. As they built the cities, 90% of the population in North America moved out of the farm and the rural areas to the big city because they could make more money working for these factories and these plants. Okay? And in the meanwhile, the people who had invested in that made billions. You look at J. Paul Getty. Come on, you look at the Rockefellers. Come on, where are we? The Carnegies, the Mellons, the DuPonts, billions of dollars was made as we went from the agricultural age to the industrial revolution. And likewise, billions of dollars was made when they went and they started streamlining the distribution as the advent of the railroad, gave way to, the steam engines. And then it gave way to, logistics companies like Federal Express, UPS, DHL. Companies started being able to move their products from the East Coast to the West Coast more effectively. Then they started building their hubs and their factories, strategically throughout the nation so that they didn't have to have only one shipment of computers going from the East Coast all the way to Silicon Valley. They could have multiple shipments going throughout the day, throughout the week. And what happened is as companies got leaner and meaner, they no longer needed the hundreds of people answering the phone on one complete floor in these huge towers. You know what? With the advent of the technology of the computers and the phones becoming better and better, they were able to cut from having 100 employees answer the phone to having 5 or 10. Okay? Now, as companies got leaner and meaner and started going ahead and clearing out that middle, that middle management started getting cleaned out. You know what? A lot of those middle managements started going and looking at these direct sales companies because they had that skill set. They understood technology. They understood business. They understood logistics because that's where they came from. And individuals like that started hooking up with these direct sales companies who were cutting out the middleman. And they decided that, they were going to follow a plan in which they created a 2 to 5 year plan to be able to create a sales distribution force to be able to sell products for your cell phone companies, long distance companies, your health and beauty. Come on, your Prime America, your financial companies. Hello, come on. We had prepaid legal. You had your legal services and thousands of direct sales companies since. Now we have millions of millionaires that have been created in this industry. And that's why I'm talking about this today. I'm not going to shy away from it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to peel it back like a banana and show you why this is the best industry from you to be able to go from step one to done. And now when you connect it with the technology, the AI, the internet, the social media platform, man, this is the best place at the best time for you to be. Okay, so as we went from streamlined distribution and the millions that were made by millions of people who got in direct sales, we started going into the dot-com era. This is the era when Bill Gates at Microsoft, the Intel Pentium chip, the Dell computers, the Gateway computers, the H-Way computers, they brought everything together that was going on in business so that now you can start running a business out of your home. And Jeff Bezos had a dream. He goes, you know what? I have a vision. He goes, I imagine with this technology, as everything's going from brick and mortar to click and order, that I'm going to be able to become the #1 seller of books in all of North America. And he did. In fact, he's one of the #1 sellers of books in all of the world now. But not just that. Is because he stuck his claim. He got in the right place at the right time as, the economic revolution was changing to the dot-com era. and he was able to become a billionaire. Now people buy not just their books on Amazon.com. You buy your clothes, your health and beauty, your cell phone, your earbuds. You sell everything. He's even one of the biggest toy distributors, which is why we've seen Toys R Us literally closing all over North America, the United States, and Canada. But guess what? It didn't stop there. As the trends continue to go online to technology, you see, guess what? You got Instagram creators, content creators, become influencers, and millions of dollars being thrown at them by these big top corporations that used to focus on advertising for your athletes and your sports and your entertainers, your movies and actresses. Now people like me and you, because we have hundreds of thousands of subscribers on our YouTube, on our Facebook platform, on our TikTok, on our Facebook, now you become an opportunity to be in the game and become an influencer. And millionaires were created not in a 2 to 5 year plan, but literally in a 0 to 6 month period of time. And now we come to the advent of AI. And as we come to the AI revolution, Vibe is creating a platform to take you from step one to done. And let me tell you about this company Vibe, what they've been able to create. Okay, let's talk about their flagship product that they started. It was initially started as a financial education platform. Imagine being able to get Harvard-type education and finance from multi-millionaires running their own companies, teaching people financial literacy. That's how Vibe started. But the creators of Vibe, Megan Lynch and Reagan Lynch, I call them the Wonder Twins. But the best thing is they were womb partners and they never deactivate, man. They've worked together, and you know what? They put together after-school system program to be able to teach financial literacy and entrepreneurship as an after-school program when Megan Lynch was an English teacher, okay? They went ahead and wrote a grant, and when she got over $100,000 grant to be able to help expand that program, to be able to help empower kids from the inner city in this after-school program, and even empower their parents so that, you know what, the gang violence, the drug violence wouldn't have to be able to affect them, as they found a more positive way to be able to go into entrepreneurship. Unfortunately, the school went ahead and withheld a portion of that money, put it towards the band equipment, put it towards the sports equipment. And when she said something, spoke up to find out, hey, you know, what's going on with this money that we got for this grant for this after school program? They told her, hey, man, don't talk to us about this. We already divvied it up. She goes, well, that money was supposed to be for this program that we created called SOS, Save Our Sons, to be able to help empower these youth that's in the inner city to be able to have something positive to do instead of selling drugs and being in this gang. And they told her, you know what, you talk to us again, we're gonna let you go. They did, and she went in direct sales. Man, 8 years later, she's made tens of millions of dollars with the help and backing of her twin sister, Reagan, who is just a whiz at networking, with corporate networking, bank networking, technology networking. She's awesome at being able to put things together behind the scenes while Megan is in the front and just helping people to be able to make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year out of their own homes. And even those who listen, she's been able to create multi-millionaires. That's why they call her the legend maker. They teamed together with a gentleman by the name of Andre Russell, who is in his own right, man, extremely professional and successful. He's been able to create hundreds of millions of dollars in the technology field. He's almost multi-billionaire right now today as we speak. The three of them have come together like X-Men to form a super entrepreneurial team to launch this platform, in which is launching this week. And their whole goal is to help people like me, you, your mom, your dad, your siblings, your aunties, even your grandma, who has that secret recipe nobody can cook, you know, the chicken and the biscuits like grandma. They created a platform for y'all to learn how to monetize the gifts that God has put in you. And that's why I'm so excited today, because as I had the opportunity to see that this doctor is now becoming an entrepreneur, you know, that's been my field. Man, I've been an entrepreneur for well over 30 years. And as I see this doctor now taking his content and he's looking to be able to get it out to the world. And then God connected me with a platform that's in 160 countries. We had over 70,000 entrepreneurs opt in before we even launched, just in pre-launch. Which means that now this doctor, when he sits down with me, I'm going to be able to show him a platform that he's going to be able to take his course and his training that he did today in church. And he's going to be able to put it on a platform like this that's going to span 160 countries. And entrepreneurs and people who love sales are going to literally be financially incentivized to bring people on this platform so they can learn a course like this. Man, you don't understand what I just said, man. You have an opportunity with this platform, even if you don't know what your gift is, if it's just sales. Have an opportunity to be able to be incentivized to bring students, content creators, entrepreneurs, and educators to a platform that's going to allow them to monetize their gifts. Man, I almost feel like taking off this polo shirt, turning on this music, and start dancing again. Man, it is so phenomenal, the opportunity we have in 2025. And that's why I call the Vibe Corporation the #1 business opportunity of 2025. I've never seen a vehicle like that. See, they're not selling lotions and potions. They're not sitting up here selling finance and insurance. They're not sitting up here selling technology. They're selling the opportunity for you to monetize your gift. And they created a platform for you. Now, if you're going to be successful, you know what? A multimillionaire told me 30 years ago, he goes, HD, do you want to know what it takes to be successful? Do you want to know what it takes to be a millionaire? I said, yes. He says, to be a millionaire, you got to think like a millionaire. You got to talk like a millionaire. And I said, how you do that? He said, you got to read like a millionaire. Now, Vibe has created a platform that's doing just that. In their platform, not only have they given you the education through the financial literacy that's available, where you have top multi-millionaire investors who are already running their own schools, teaching people like me and you, all the way from beginners to intermediate to experts, how to be able to make 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 figures a month in the financial sector, whether it's DeFi, crypto, Forex, whether it's even sports betting. It's all in here. They also have an opportunity for you to be able to get an education when it comes to success. You're going to be able to be plugged in to not only successful mentors and get successful training, you're going to get plugged into successful books. Okay? You're going to be able to get plugged into Success University. That's part of this with Vibe. Okay? You're going to be able to create your own community of like-minded people in your own industry so that you're able to be able to bounce off ideas, collaborate with people in 160 countries. Man, you know, isn't that the reason why most people went to university who was serious? You know, my dad always told me, you know what? He told me, he said, David, because HD, my middle name is David. He says, man, when you go to school, you know, the one thing you need to do is you need to enjoy it. But also you need to learn to take advantage of all that. You're going to have an opportunity to meet people from all walks of life, all sorts of incomes. And that's really what college is. It's this exposure to the real world, opportunity to network with other successful individuals. You know, the saying says that if you look at the 5 people you spend the most time with, you take the average of their income, and you know what? You're going to find where your income is. Imagine what's going to happen is you being able to be part of a platform with multi-millionaire entrepreneurs in 160 countries. Imagine being able to be in a Vibe community, creating your own Vibe tribe where you're able to network with like-minded people. What's going to happen to your income with the 5 people around you are entrepreneurs? Come on, make it 6, 7, 8 figures a year. Man, I don't know. I almost want to stop this live, man. I'm so excited. I feel like I just need to pick up the phone. But I got a commitment to be able to share with you the secret sauce to success, man. God bless me to be able to be mentored by millionaires throughout my life, whether it was real estate, mortgages, whether it was direct sales, whether it was in travel, and now I have the opportunity to work with multimillionaires who now are calling together. It's kind of like they're calling together the super team around the world. Okay, and they're calling us all together so that we can create a value-added courses on Vibe Global. On Vibe Global, listen to this. With Vibe Global, you're able to take your gift. If you're an educator, if you're a content creator, okay, you're able to take your gift, your specialty, and you're now able to monetize it. We have the technology through AI where you're going to be able to create your course within 20 minutes. And you talk about monetizing your course. We got 73,000 entrepreneurs before we started. You know, the minute we open this up, we're going to have hundreds of thousands of students, and they're going to want to learn what your specialty, what your course is, what makes you, you know, the smartest and the brightest in your field, in your city, in your state, in your province, in your country, around the world. And you have the opportunity to monetize that gift. Imagine if you just had 1,000 people sign up for your specialty course this month coming up. Okay, we're almost in June. In June 1st, you had 1,000 people sign up. Let's imagine if you monetize your course for only $20. You go, HD, only $20? Work with me for a second. If you had 1,000 people sign up for your value-added course for only $20, that means after you've uploaded your course, you go on with your day. You're making money. You're still doing what you do. You're networking and doing what you do. But 24 hours a day, you have your course working for you behind the scenes. That's what Robert Kiyosaki described as an asset. An asset is something you invest money in, okay, that makes you money. A liability is something that takes money, that you invest money in, that you lose money in. See, an asset puts money in your pocket while a liability takes money out of your pocket. And I'm trying to introduce you to a platform that is an asset. It's an asset that makes money, passive residual income, 24 hours a day. The internet's on. It's always daytime somewhere, even if it's nighttime where you are. And with this platform, you have an opportunity to make money 24 hours a day while you're awake or asleep in 160 countries. Because there's people out there who need to learn what you know. They need to know what you went to school for, what your skill set is, what you're professional at, and they're willing to pay you for that knowledge. Why? Because in this day, with technology, people are losing their jobs left and right, and they're looking for an opportunity to be able to start their own business, their own goals, their own dreams, their own business, their own dreams. But what if you are the bridge that they're looking for? What if it's you right there, right there? Tap, tap, tap. What is you? The knowledge and information you have could change someone's life, could change a family's life, could change a child's life. That's why I'm talking to you today. We need you. HD, you talk about this Vibe company, but I don't understand the product. That's what we're talking about right now. The product is you. It's your goals, your dream, your vision, your gift. We want to help you monetize it and give you visibility in 160 countries around the world. See, you could get accessibility. That's access. You could go on Google, Amazon, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Heck, I'm on all 4 platforms. Okay. But here's the thing. Do they have 70,000 eyeballs right now ready to buy your dream, your goal, your product? No. In fact, you know what? My best friend Jerome Majette, who introduced me to this platform, he's going to be teaching a course on attraction marketing. Now, if you want to take that course from someone other than Jerome, they got a same school you could go to in which, you know what? Myron Golden, M-Y-R-O-N, he took this course. He paid tens of thousands of dollars. But Jerome's going to be teaching this course on Vibe for $20. And in this course, he's going to teach you, instead of being the hunter, how to become the hunted, how you're going to be able to market your business, your gifts, your dreams, your goals to the point where people are going to want to buy it from you. And on this platform, guess what? You can go ahead and monetize that gift right here. You can learn and earn all on this platform. And guess what? There's no contracts that this is the only platform you got to sell on. You can allow us to help you get everything built up, even your client base, your subscribers. And guess what? You start slowly building your Facebook page. You slowly start building your TikTok page. You slowly start building, guess what? Your Instagram page, your YouTube page. But wasn't it cool that you can monetize it right here? And if all you're making is $50 a day and you're charging $30 for your product, guess what? And we have over 50 people a day who are coming to Vibe, and you understand why. The more I talk about this, that's still $1,500 a day. $1,500 a day just for 50 customers. But guess what? After 7 days, that's $10,000 that week. Okay? You times that by 52 weeks in a year, I just give you a business plan for free to make $500,000 this year by getting on this platform we call Vibe, where they're going to help you. They're going to help you discover what your gift is if you don't know what your gift is. And then we're going to help you write your business plan. We're going to help you brand yourself because we have a branding division with Vibe. We're going to help you spotlight your business, help you to market your business, because we're going to teach you how to do that, all right? So with the Spotlight, Vibe Spotlight, you're going to write a 30-second presentation. You're going to talk about where you are, what your business is, what your product is, what you do, where you can be found. And you're going to be spotlight on Vibe. We're going to spotlight new businesses every week. And then you can take that spotlight and now put that on your social media platform. Imagine having that to be able to bring to your chamber of commerce. Imagine having that marketing to be able to now go to your BNI networking group. You understand what we're saying? This is a platform that is built to empower you to be successful. Okay? Now, not only do we have that, I talked about Vibe Global. That's where you can go ahead and monetize your value-added courses. I talked about how they're going to help brand you. Vibe brand works. But you know what? Say you have merch like hats or shirts. You know what? Say you have the ideas. You already know how you want it designed. You got everything cool. You're an artist. You got all this, but you don't have the money to be able to buy, small, medium, large, extra large, double large, okay, sizes, sweatshirts, hoodies, okay. Then your hats you want fitted and strapped back. Well, Vibe bought over 40,000 square foot of warehouse space so that now you can take your ideas and you can upload it and put it here with Vibe, and Vibe has all the material, and you can select the color and the writing, and guess what? They'll even ship it off for you. And they're just going to ask you for a small percentage for them helping you do that. Is that all right? Oh my goodness, man. So now you got the advertising, you got the warehouse, you got literally the material to bring things to business, you got the branding. And now, guess what? When you're successful, you want to tell everyone how you did it, you can create your own value-added course on Vibe Global. And you can, like I said, you had 50 people sign up for your course a day or 1,000 the first month. Man, you're good to go, man. You're halfway to becoming a millionaire, man. Making money residually as you sleep. Now, last but not least, you go HD Rhodes. What if I got my business plan? I got everything up here. And you guys teach me how to get on paper. And you're going to advertise me. Hear me about the branding. You're going to get the facilities to make my product. All this stuff. But HD, what if my ideas cost millions? Well, that's great. Vibe has something that you want to hear about called Vibe Ventures. They're going to have venture capitalists in which you're going to be able to pitch your ideas to, kind of like a Shark Tank or a Dragon's Den. Man, I'm telling you, man, they've literally created everything you need. And the only thing left for you to do is make a decision. You have dreams, you have goals, and you go, you know what, man? I had a lot of people talking to me about direct sales before, but they always wanted me to just sell their product or their lotions or potions. And then they wanted me to get 3 and they get 3 and this and that. And you know what the beautiful thing about Vibe is? There's 2 ways you can participate with Vibe. You can be a customer. You can just be a student and just come and get the education. I mean, why wouldn't you want to get education from multimillionaires who are not only doing it, but now showing you how they did it? And then have trainers who are willing to take you from step 1 to done. Branding, sales, marketing, come on, spotlighting your business, and even venture capitalists. But guess what? Or on top of being a student or a customer, you could be a business owner. So you're able to take care of both and then even feature your own business and your products. Right here, we have ready-made, ready to buy subscribers and customers right there for you. Well, you tell me right now, is YouTube ready to give you 70,000 customers? What about Amazon? What about TikTok? What about Instagram? What about Facebook? Where's all my entrepreneurs who know for a fact that it costs thousands of dollars to spend in marketing to try to be able to bring customers? Would it be worth you spending $20 a month for the next 3 months to learn attraction marketing from a professional, Jerome Majette, who was able to take his YouTube page when he was selling the book he spent 18 years of writing, which is called Why God Made Man. And he went on, you know what, Amazon. He put his book, he's all excited till he ran out of friends to talk about his book. And then his book sat there. And then he started looking at building funnels and buying all these marketing systems. He told me he spent a minimum of $1,500 a month. Do you got an extra $1,500 a month to spend in marketing for your business ideas? Or you could spend literally 1/5 the price and get all that in this platform we call Vibe. Let me tell you about one of my buddies in Washington. I shared this opportunity with. Big Rob lives in Washington. He spent 18 years in Taiwan learning martial arts that he had been studying in the U.S. and went ahead and just upgraded his education for 18 years in Taiwan. Now he's teaching karate. I got to learn from Big Rob. I probably didn't do none of those moves right. But now he's teaching his martial arts skill set in Washington. And I called him. I said, Big Rob, man, we got to talk. He goes, HD, I don't want to talk business with you unless you're going to show me a way in which the only thing I got to do is teach karate the rest of my life. I said, Big Rob, if you got a phone and you got a tripod and you know how to hit record, then you're going to want to hear what I was saying. I said, Big Rob, if you imagine outside of you teaching your classes, you hit record every day, you're able to now create content. Imagine if I put you on a platform, okay, for 1/5 of the price of what you're going to need to advertise to make money on Amazon.com. That now I'm going to plug you into 70,000 subscribers who are looking for products to buy. Why? Because imagine, if you understand what I'm saying, Imagine this platform is kind of like a Netflix. And if you scroll through it, you go karate, basketball, football, okay, English, oh, music. I got my buddy down in Dallas, Texas, who plays the bass guitar, plays with successful jazz musicians. Shout out to James Udell. Come on, man. Y'all already know I got a hip-hop, R&B, gospel artist, Matthew Plant. I shared this with all of them. And I said, what if you teach the world what you're doing right now? And they had 70,000 subscribers looking to take your value-added course, and only 1,000 signed up this month, and you charge $25. I said, that means I just would have blessed you to make $25,000 in your sleep. If everyone next month brought one more, that means the second month you would have made $50,000 in your sleep. Because you're the #1 karate teacher in Washington. You're the #1 jazz musician in Dallas, Texas. You're the #1 gospel hip-hop artist in all of Canada. In the third month, everyone referred one more. You went from $25,000 a month in your sleep to $50,000 a month in your sleep to $100,000 a month in your sleep. And if I did my math right, that times that by 12, that's over $1 million, man. So that's only one out of 5 income streams, okay? If you've ever been in network marketing and direct sales, we got 4 more. We got a fast start bonus, but we pay our fast start bonus every month. Imagine you had a gym membership. I work out at Fitness World. Imagine if Fitness World said, hey, you already work out at the gym. Instead of spending billions of dollars on Super Bowl, okay, NBA championship, college football championship playoffs, instead of spending billions of dollars for people to watch Wimbledon or the PGA Tour, we want to go ahead and take half of the advertising budget and put it over here. And we want to start using word of mouth, kind of like the movies. Have you ever noticed that commercials only run before a movie? But then once the movie's out, they pull back and they let all the word of mouth, everyone go, oh man, I see the brand new Mission Impossible 5 with Tom Cruise. It was like this. And the movie theater go, thank you, because you guys did all that free advertising. Well, imagine if the gym said, you know what, every time you pay your $50 at your gym membership, if you invite your friend, we're going to give them 1 week free membership. And if they like it and sign up for $50 a month, like you're paying $50 a month, we're going to give you, who invited them, $10. That's all direct sales is. And that's exactly what we do as well. We have a subscription-based entrepreneur, okay, community education system that teaches people how to go from zero, okay, to hero, to go from a zeronaire to a millionaire. And if you refer them so that they can live their dreams, their goals, their talent, and not sell any other product but what they have created, what God has given them, they have an opportunity to make millions. You have an opportunity to get paid, you know what, $10 for every $50 in which they spend on that platform. I don't know if you heard what I said. Now imagine if you had 3 friends. Well, the cool thing is a third income stream. We have something that we like to call the Legends Matrix. And you know what that Legends Matrix is? It's something that is an entrepreneur's dream if they're in direct sales. And what happens is they have a 3x10 matrix. And the way it works is if you just told 3 of your friends about how you're being blessed to be able to make these millions of dollars with this platform, and you had a friend who wanted to go ahead and sell their book on this platform. And maybe you had a friend, you know what, he just got done launching his own business in the retail stores and he's not selling products too good. He goes, man, let me take a look at that platform. Maybe I could go ahead and sell my cell phone cases online. Okay. And then say you have maybe one more friend, kind of like mine, you know, like Big Rob, you know, oh no, you know what? Maybe you have a friend like I met today at church, like Abraham, and he's looking into being able to start teaching people more about nursing homes and people who want to be able to invest in real estate, but then they have a nursing degree and they want to be able to help, you know, the baby boomers and these nursing facilities. And so he goes and he starts teaching a value-added course. So now there's your 3 friends, okay? One has a book, okay? One's teaching classes like karate. And then one is teaching classes on how to have these homes in which you start taking care of elderly people, baby boomers. Okay? 3 entrepreneurs. This company now is going to pay you each month for those businesses that's on this platform. Now, what happens if those 3 did the same 3 all the way down to 10 levels deep? Okay? Our third income stream, if that happened because you are an entrepreneur, you're a go-getter who just want to be a blessing of sharing this platform with people so they can monetize their own dreams, their own goals, okay, by the time you get to the 10th level, you will be receiving over $400,000 a month residual. just from you referring these three who referred three, even if you don't even have your own entrepreneurship value-based course. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. That means if you're doing both, you have a chance to make $1 million here and $1 million here. The fourth and fifth income streams we have in this company, we have a 100% matching bonus, and we have a 50% matching bonus. Imagine getting paid, $5 checks for every person who came in your business, 10 levels deep. Imagine you had, 90,000 people in that matrix, and you got $5 for each one. It's $450,000. So you know what? I'm not going to talk too much more about this income stream. If you want to get more information about the 5 income streams, you want to get more information about the phenomenal platform of how you can turn your dreams, your goals, your success thoughts and ideas into a 6-figure income that you're able to work from home or anywhere on the planet. You can run it from a cell phone on the beach. Man, what do you mean HD? Man, this hip-hop artist, Matthew Plant, was homeless when I met him a month ago. But I've watched him not only write his music, record his music, and put music on his lyrics and edit the videos from his homeless shelter on his cell phone. And he's went from making $100 a day to 2 weeks ago, first making his first $1,000 day. And that's even before we launched this platform. Imagine what's going to happen when tens of thousands of entrepreneurs have kids who love hip-hop music and they want to buy his album, Hot Cry Summer, for $10 each, 10,000 people. That's $100,000. Maybe that's his first month. And more people find out about this music that he has. He has R&B, hip-hop, more people. Those 10,000 people start telling their friends, and they all brought one more. Next month, there's 20,000 people download his album at $10 each. That's $200,000 that Matthew Plant will make because he put his music online. Instead of signing a record deal, he brought his gifts to the Vibe platform. And now he has an opportunity to make multi-millions of dollars. Now imagine what happens when not only does he make the millions from his album, but he starts teaching courses on Vibe Global. And he offers that course for $30 a month. You think there's about 50,000 artists and musicians who want to learn how they can become a millionaire without having to sign a record deal? So you have 50,000 people sign up for a course for $30. Do the math, man. Is that not another $1.5 million a month? I don't know. I got to look at the zero. So 50,000 times 3 is 150,000 times a zero. Ooh, that's $1.5 million for this artist who was 23 years old and homeless a month ago. I'm HD Rhodes. Think about what I said. DM me for more information. I'm out.